So another engine rebuild done and running good. This is for my buddy Chris's dad. And this car had a misfire issue for a while, and we changed the injectors out. Found that one of the pinwheels was cracked on the injector. Changed it out from a set, changed it out for a set of injectors on this engine here that's got a rod out of the block. And now she's purring. Put some new lifters in it, so we're good. What's up, everybody? So I don't know if you remember in the previous video where I almost crashed this goddamn car, but I had the save of the century, but I flat spotted a bunch of my tires. Well, two of them, the two front tires the most, because they were a soft compound. Well, as you saw in the previous videos, the car hooked really nicely. Not anymore. She's a spinner again. Sucks too, because those tires hooked better than any tires I've ran in a long, long time. And yeah, back to spinning first and second really bad. So unfortunately these tires are a little more narrow and not as soft of a compound. So I was hoping to get some dig races in with some buddies here soon, but I don't know if there's going to be much point because the launching capabilities of this car have gone way down. So here we are, got the probe loaded up on the trailer, and gonna take it and start ripping the tranny out to do the LX trans swap, and going to be doing an engine rebuild and possibly putting the HX35 on, although I might do that here at home. So yeah, stay tuned. This thing is gonna go under the knife soon. On our way to go under the knife for the last time. Another built trans, long geared, M factory. New engine, HX35. It's going to be a badass little car. So here we have the probe in its natural habitat. Wheels are off, axle nuts are off. Just don't really have any motivation to do anything else on this today. It's here at the shop. The tranny that's locked in gear is still in the car. That's got to come out, get separated. The diff's got to be taken out of it. And then that will be going into this transaxle here. So that's what's next, is getting the tranny out, getting that ring gear on the differential, getting it installed into the transaxle, putting this all back together with the LX fifth in reverse and shift fork, and then putting detent balls and springs back in, sealing the case halves, torquing the fifth and reverse cluster nut, which is those guys right there, and then having a badass tranny to throw into the probe after I get the engine rebuild done. Ooh, doggy, she's a loud girl on the cold start. Waking up the neighbors. So, got the trans out of the probe, and I am taking apart the old one now. Taking the bell housing bolts out, then I got to take out the detent bolts, balls, and springs, pull the fifth and reverse cluster off, and she's ready to come apart. Okay. You want to get me a bag for the detent balls and springs, please? You?
Are you doing all the pry bars?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm good there. Theoretically. I've got one over here I'll use to separate the bell housing if I need to. So yep, all the bell housing, bell housing case half bolts are out. So I just got to do some other stuff and I'll get back to you. So pulled my old trans apart. And unfortunately, I didn't find anything that really indicated why it was locked in third gear. The magnet doesn't look horrible. I mean, it doesn't look great, but I beat the hell out of these trannies. This is another good stock gear set here. And then this is the one that came out of the probe. And like the synchros and everything look good. Bearings look good. I'm not missing any teeth off of any gears that I can see. Final drive looks good. So I don't know why it was locked in third gear, except for maybe one of the shift rails is damaged. I can't remember which one it is. This one here. And I'm thinking maybe that was binding it up in the case where the shafts come through. But I'm not honestly really sure. But whatever, it's apart, it's out of the car. The probe is trannyless for the time being. And now I just got to get the ring gear off of that M factory and throw it into this tranny and I can assemble it. So that ring gear has got to come off. That ring gear has to go on. That's the next step.